Hey, fellow guitar players, do you ever feel a little caged in by your inability to understand the CAGED system? Let's check it out. Hey, fellow guitar players, I want to talk today quickly about the CAGED system. You've probably seen it, you've probably heard a lot of people describing it. I just want to try to get right to it to describe the easiest way to think about it. First, let's map out what CAGED is. C-A-G-E-D, the word caged, each represents one of the 5 shapes you'll use to map out the 5 positions on our fretboard. Just to keep a simple idea that there's only 5 places we play on the guitar in terms of traditional hand positions. Those would also go with the pentatonics, which we'll talk about in a second. So let's go through this. So musically, let's say I want to choose a C chord, just as a musician. Someone says, hey man, play me a C chord. So I can do it in 5 ways according to the CAGED thing. Let's take a look at them. The first one is our C shape chord. Now it's obviously we're playing our C chord, but it's our old school C shape. Right here on the 3rd and 1st frets. The A refers to the A form chord, which is a bar chord, which comes from the 5th string form. It looks like our old A chord, but we're going to do it on the same C root here on the 3rd fret of the A string. So here's our A form of our C chord. We now go to the C on the 8th fret, and we're going to make what is the G form. Now most guitar players don't actually play this whole form. It is a monster to grab. It looks like your old school G chord with Mother Nature's capo here on the 5th fret. So you have to use your finger to grab that G form chord. C-A-G-E, E form is next. That's on the same root on the 6th string on the 8th fret. This is our C. And we have our E form chord right there. C-A-G-E-D. This is the last one's a little trickier. From this C on the 8th fret, there's a short octave. This note is normally under your pinky in the bar chord. From that note, you put your first finger on it and we make the D shape. So way up here, feeling like we're doing our old school D chord down here, we're going to play a D form up here. So quickly again, the 5 shapes are the C form, the A form, the G form, the E form, and the D form. If you notice, once I get back up to this D form again, the top of this D chord becomes the next C form. I don't know if you can see up here on the coast. Way up here, if you can actually grab that kind of tight chord. From there, that leads to another A form. And then if you can ever grab it, a C chord, but it's a little too tight up there. Those are always in the same order, C-A-G-E-D. It works out great that way. For any major chord you want to find. There's only 12 major chords. There's only 12 frets this will happen on. When you go to the D chord, the whole thing moves up 2 frets and you start over again. Let's actually take a look at that. Here's the D chord as a C form. This is actually a type of bar chord we can do. Here's my D chord with my A form. Here's a D note up on the 10th fret. I'm going to use that for the G form. That same D note is going to give me my E form. And also, here's the octave, to my D form for the D chord. Always in the same order, always connecting the 5 shapes. Now, let's take it one step further. At Lead Guitar Workshop, we're obviously focusing a lot on lead guitar stuff. So we could take this for our chords, but it's also sitting right on top of our pentatonic patterns. So back here in the C form, let's go back to the key of C, the C chord. That C chord, it would be an open position pattern 4 of the pentatonics. There's also a pattern for the A form. That will always be pattern 5. That's the symmetrically shaped one with 2 short shapes, 2 big shapes, and 2 short shapes. From the G form of our C chord, this is actually the pattern 1 of our pentatonics, the relative major sound of it, but it's pattern 1. A lot of people say, why is this A minor? And it is A minor for A minor songs, but it's relative to C major. They're the same notes. So pattern 1 right here for the G form. Right on the 8th fret for our E form chord is pattern 2 of the pentatonics. And lastly, for the D form of the chord, we have pattern 3. once that connects back to the C form again, way up here past the 12th to the 15th frets, we have pattern 4 again, starting all over an octave higher. So again, a quick review. The C form shape goes with pattern 4. The A shape goes with pattern 5. The G form or G shape goes with pattern 1. The E form with pattern 2. And with the D form, we have pattern 3. So I hope that clears up a little bit. There's a lot of confusion around, but it makes a lot of sense once you look at it and get used to some of those chord forms. Stay tuned for more ideas in future videos about the chord inversions and how to use that for different lead techniques as well as rhythm techniques. As well as we'll take a little deeper look into the pentatonic patterns and where the roots are for major and minor and all that stuff. Thank you for watching. Check out leadguitarworkshop.com. Please hit the subscribe button. Hit us up with some comments. Let us know what we'd like to hear, what you like, and we'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much. Rock and roll.